This was just after the war. Look at that face. Does this face look like she was 5 years in the concentration camp? Imagine.
There is something in human nature which adapts itself to necessities. No human being can really survive these conditions. Willpower, belief, you survive the way you have to survive, and you do. If you believe it and you try hard enough, somehow it happens.
The strength, can you imagine? At such a time.
You were dehumanized, you were an animal, and you did what you were told. In the morning when the couples came in, that aufstehen, aufstehen, like get up, and they had these leather whips on them. Up, 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 up. I mean, you didn't want to be hit at that morning, and you couldn't avoid it. And then going out, and you had to do it quickly, and then you stood there, 6 in a row, all the way down, miles down, all these people waiting for one of the SS to come and count us. I don't know why we accepted it, but many times we went to bed and said, let's have a little rest and we can just walk out and touch the wire. You see, if you touch the wire, you stayed on, it killed you straight away. And what is very surprising, that with all this suffering, when the lights came out and you got the view of the wires, there should have been more people on those wires. You know, in reality, when you think of it, why did you suffer so much? Just go. We knew that our work was a secret, and they will not let us go out of here. It was exactly like with the Sonderkommandants who were working in the crematorium. They knew that every 3 or 6 months they were changed. They were changed shifts, and they were killed and the next shift came. And we knew that will happen to us. Why? What made us not get up and go to that wire? And I still think when they opened, you would have thought it was full with us there. They committed suicide, but it wasn't. It wasn't. Yes, there was always one there, a few. So there is something in human being, willpower, belief. Look at the size of it, look at the amount of people. What made us not get up and go to that wire? Thousands and thousands of people pushing, pulling, shouting. And I pick my head up and it is my father. He gave me this speech kind of, you must look after yourself and be strong and we'll meet again, but don't give up and don't give in. He said, look after yourselves, remain a Jewish girl. I can't express the feeling of all of a sudden you're standing on your own. I never in my life stood on my own without some member of the family guiding me. And all the time I was in Auschwitz, sometimes I thought, why did they give me such a hard task? And just, it kept me going. Sometimes I was desperate and I thought, this is the end, I can't anymore. And then I remembered that he said, Hashem will help you, and you help yourself and look after yourself. And that pushed me along, because you only needed willpower to survive. And you have got to just try your hardest to carry on, and you have got to have something to believe in.
You know, there were sometimes men coming in to the women's camp, a few, to repair the roof or water leaks, or so they used to talk to us or leave message. So they left a message that the day after tomorrow is going to be Yom Kippur. So we, a few girls, we kept a piece of bread and we were fasting. wait. A few days later, the message came that it was a wrong date because there was no calendars. We worked it out and they gave us another date. You asking? So we fasted again. Would fast, we didn't eat a piece of bread or the bit of watery soup. The emunah, the strength, can you imagine? At such a time. But whether it was Yom Tovim, who knew what it was? We just pushed day by day,
After we got the showers, there was a large room, narrow, large. All doors, brown wooden doors. And on every door there was a sign, Sauna, showers. These were the showers. Well, it's Friday afternoon. We are standing there waiting and seeing the showers. You know, on the corner there was a little crematorium, not a big one, a little crematorium. We were 2,000 girls standing, waiting. For what? To wait. We decided to sit down, no matter what's going to happen, no matter in which guest chamber we will go. Let's relax. Other girls said, what, we have to wait till they're going to take us to the guest chamber, the crematorium? Let's finish now. And they went to the electric wires, the electric fences, and took their life. And we were crying to them. We were praying that the Nazis didn't take your life. You are taking your own life. And Hashem said, "Ibuchartu b'chaim." We screamed, we cried to them, "Ibuchartu b'chaim." You choose life. You don't know what the life will do to you, will bring. Choose life. So there were girls who listened to us, and they didn't go to the electric fences. And thanks God, we went through, we didn't go to the guest chamber. They took us to the showers. These were showers with a dripping water, no showers, but at least it wasn't gas.
And when they didn't have anywhere to put us anymore, they sent us to another camp, a major camp, a camp called Mauthausen. Chopping the stones, the quarries, putting them on the shoulder and walking up the 184 stairs. You were dead tired. How can that be possible? But they didn't consider us as people. From here you see better, you see more. Yeah, from here you see the curve, how they turn. 184. Fear, hungry, tired. I didn't know the purpose of my work. Do it, so we did it. That's all. You don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But Baruch Hashem, I fought depression. I fought that I had something that kept me.
I came to Bergen-Belsen. When I saw what was happening, there were so many bodies, corpses lying. I said, after surviving the Warsaw Ghetto, Majdanek, Birkenau, shit, I mustn't land up here. I must carry on, I must go. Ribono shel Olam, help me. I must carry on. And I was standing in a queue for 5 days because there were transport. Bergen-Belsen was getting bigger, so there were transport coming from other camps, and they were opening new kitchens. So I was standing in the queue to get into one of the kitchens, to work in one of the kitchens. On the 5th day I was accepted, but not into the kitchen. Outside the kitchen I was peeling vegetables for the soup for a long time until I got into the kitchen. The strength in me, the will, I don't know where did I take the strength to carry this, to do this work, but I did it. I knew I had to survive. I couldn't fall. Lots of girls just couldn't carry on. They just gave in.
Where did you get it? That's what my father taught me. You think, you be yourself, you create. Your mind should be creative. That was my father. I remember how he said it. In those most difficult times, you will have life, you will grow, you will be. Can you imagine? In those most difficult times.
While I was in Auschwitz, in 1944, I was already there for over a year. I already knew all the tricks and all the ways, and I've already learned. I wasn't. So I was told that I will become a block älteste, the eldest of the block, to run a blockhouse for the new Hungarian transport women. But I declined. Why? I said, I've got Roma. He said, no, you can have Roma with you, because they gave you a little small room in the, not a room, a partition with a bed and a sheet. So you can have Roma with you. I said, no, I am not going to be a block älteste. I'm not going to send my own people, my own sisters, to the gas chambers, because you had to, as a block älteste, you had to point out in the morning when there was the roll call, the sick ones, and of course the block älteste used to cut the bread. Instead of cutting in 10 pieces, they used to cut in 14 or 13 and steal the other few, and she sent so many to death. My conscience was clear, is still clear now. I have never harmed anybody, God forbid. I've never sent anybody to death, not through me, because of comfort.
I always remember what my father said. Just the most important thing, be yourself. Believe in yourself, believe what you can do, and be always ready to do what you think is right. And that's what kept me.
My mother used to say, being nice in Polish, na grzeczności nikt nie tracił. Being fine and nice, you'll never lose. You can be hungry and you still have to be a mensch. You are beaten up, you have to still be a mensch. You know, all that, you could become a chaya easy.
But to be a mensch, it's not so easy. And when I saw what animals they are, I said not to be like them. Not to be like them. To be different, to be a mensch.
Don't keep your heart as a stone. Let your heart be a heart.